Every time I touch a plant, it's like I can feel what they're feeling.
Charlie, look at me, not the plant.
Grow is a really lovely movie. I've watched it twice now. I had to watch a story about growing pumpkins twice. And also just the way you are in the role of Aunt Dina is really, really beautiful. What was it that appealed to you about playing Dina?
The heart. The heart of this movie was in the script, first and foremost. And I think, as an actress, I'm always looking for good writing. The script is the first thing that you get in your hands. How do you want to portray these characters? What is the story about? What are the links? What is it trying to say? From the get-go, the heart was pounding in this movie. That was the first big tick.
How would you describe Aunt Dina?
Oh gosh, she's very complex. We find her a little bit grumpy at the beginning of the movie. She's on hard times. The farm is dilapidated. She's doing the best that she can. And then gets this phone call that she has an estranged niece. And that turns her whole world upside down. The maternal instinct comes out that she never really kind of knew that she had, but I think she always hoped. So the journey that she goes on is pretty immense, from being down on her luck to the celebration of community, of chosen family, of really tapping into who you are inside and celebrating that. It was a great journey to go on.
And you do get the inkling that she has wanted family. She has wanted a daughter. It looks like it's ruffling her feathers a little bit, but that maybe she really likes that.
Yeah, I think, when you're set in your ways, and those ways have basically been your whole life, it's difficult to change, to find that change. And I think, Charlie coming into her life really makes her look at herself and look at the world around her and look at her community and, find the understanding that things can be done better. And things can be done in a different way.
And Charlie is a character, this wonderful little girl with a lot of energy and a lot of spirit. How do you think she does change her aunt?
I think Dinah has shut her love away for a long, long time. And Charlie ignites that in her. It takes a bit of time, you know what I mean? But Charlie ignites the love back into Dinah.
And from what Priya told us, you and her had a brilliant, relationship on set. You guys had a whole lot of fun in it, and it sounds like it was something sort of really supportive. Was that your experience on set? I mean, it seems like you approach the dynamics behind the scene as a really family-based environment as well.
100%. It was one of the things that I went to John, our director, and said, this has to be an environment where people can bring their best work, but we also have fun. Priya and I, from day one, just connected. She is a very, very special talent.
And I've heard you say before with the roles that you look for, I think Queen Charlotte to this now, two totally different kinds of things, but you say that you want to choose roles that allow you to pursue truth. How does that apply to what you've got to do with Grow?
Gosh, truth it's so broad, isn't it? But I think when you can focus it on heart, on community, on family, but family not necessarily the traditional way. Chosen family, which Grow has a big message about. I think all of those little nuggets of storytelling, finding the truth within those nuggets, makes this movie what it is.
And heart is certainly very foremost to it. What do you think the message is? We have touched on it a little bit, I guess, about that sort of chosen family dynamic. But what is it that you think Grow teaches us about family and healthy families?
Gosh, I think in, the way that the world is at the moment, that messaging is really important, to find your family, to find your community, to find the people who you align with, who care about you, who trust you, who can inspire you. That's, one of the heart, yes, is a big element, but that chosen family, the community, the support that we give each other in this movie, I think can resonate out into the world.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful thing. Golda, thank you so much for chatting with us. I have to know, do you prefer getting to wear the overalls and learn how to drive a tractor, or the big wigs and the gowns in the roles that you play?
Oh, that's a terrible position you're putting me in. It was a joy to wear the overalls and learn to ride a tractor. Yes, it was a joy. But Bridgerton, you know, we start filming this year, season 5. So yeah, we'll be back at it, and that's an amazing feeling.